What's up guys, I'm Chase Brogan, and today in this video we're diving into Kinhank's brand new Motion X motion sensing game console. And instead of sitting on the couch with your controller, this actually gets you up and moving. We're talking about full body motion gaming, where your movements, jumping, swinging, dancing, are actually what controls your gameplay. No controllers, no wearables, just you and your TV. This console right here uses AI-powered motion tracking with a built-in camera so it can track your body's movement in real time and turn your living room into your play space. It even comes preloaded with tons of built-in motion games right out of the box, with things like sports, fitness challenges, and party-style games, and there's no subscription required. So let's dive into this today. We're going to unbox this, we'll take a look at the layout and design, we'll set it up, we'll test it out, and we'll see what the experience is like using Kinhank's Motion X. All right guys, let's go ahead and start opening this up. Alright, so a couple different compartments inside of here. Wow, this looks like the actual console itself, which is very compact. I'm liking that. We've got this box here, which has our power adapter, which looks like Type-C. And we actually get a remote control. And down here is our user manual. So let's thumb through the user manual first and foremost. So it looks like it gives us some diagrams on how to actually set this up in our living room with our TV. Tells you where to place it, what needs to go where, and we'll dive into all that momentarily, but nice that it shows you the diagram. So we do get a remote control. There you go. So sleek design right on here. It says Kinhank across the bottom. So we should be able to make all of our different settings adjustments from here and navigate through the setup process right from the remote. This appears to be a stand, I imagine. Okay, so this end, this has got a rubber little sticky sort of thing on the bottom that locks it in place. I imagine we sit the actual console right on top. We've got the console here, but let's see what else is included first. We've got our power supply cable. This is a Type-C on this end. Other end obviously is going to plug into your power outlet. And then we have one more cable inside this box. I assume this is going to be our HDMI cable. Perfect, it is. It's a white HDMI cable, regular on both ends. Decent amount of length on there. Alright guys, so here is the actual console. So very sleek design. I definitely like the way that this looks. It looks almost like a little GameCube, in fact. Now you can see right on here we have our camera. The X and the O is just a design, but we can actually slide it over and it covers up that camera really nicely. So when not in use, cover it up, make sure it doesn't get scratched, no dust or debris builds up on the inner ledge there. So definitely a nice way to keep it covered up when not in use. Now over here on this side we've got an SD card slot. Now I don't see an SD card in there, so you may be able to bring in different SD cards to do different things on here. We have ventilation on both sides, and then the back side here. We've got two USB 3 ports, we've got an HDMI port, and then on the end we have our Type-C port, which is going to be for our power supply cable. We've got that right here, plugs in just like so. Now the bottom of this actually has the same rubber piece as our little holder over here. So what we can do with this is we can sit this down on a desktop like this or a mantle. It's not going to slide on the surface. You can see it locks itself in very nicely. Or it's got a magnet in here that we can go ahead and line up on the stand. So you can angle it whichever way. You can angle it down. You can turn it around here like that. You can even put it on the side if you want to. So really adjustable, but definitely like the way that that looks. So in order to set this up, again, we take that Type-C power supply cable connection, plug that into the back. This end obviously goes into your power outlet. And then we need to grab our HDMI cable. We need to plug that in from the back side of the device over to our TV. So we'll go ahead and make that connection right here. From here, we just plug this into our TV, and we're going to fire this up and test it out. All right, guys, so here we are loaded up into our Kinhank console. So if we go up here to the top, you can see we have Retro Cabin. Now, this does not have any games currently in here. This is where you could add your own games on here through a micro SD card. And if you remember, on the actual console itself, there's a micro SD card slot. And there's even a tutorial here that walks you through what you need to do in order to go in here and add the games that you want into this setup. So we're gonna back out of here for now. We're gonna go into Sports Arena. This is home to some of my personal favorite games. We've got Skate Go on here, we've got Pinball Clash, we've got Wild Racing, which I absolutely love, and we have Football Star. So right there we have multiple games. It tells you what ages they're
for, 3 and up for, I believe, all of these, right? Yeah, it's 3 and up for all of these. It shows you that it's 1 player and 2 player for all of these games as well. And what I'm showing you guys in this video is what's available at the time of this recording. If you keep this connected to Wi-Fi and you keep updating your system, you're gonna get more and more games that become available over time. So we'll go back out to home, and I'll show you something at the end that gives you a little sneak preview as to what is coming as well. But we have Jam Island down here. This is music-based games. So there's only 2 in here at the time of this recording. There's Animal Party and there's Monster Bash. But these are cool interactive games that you can play with your kids and play along with music. Now, if we go back to our home area here, we can go over to PlayFarm. This is probably my second favorite selection of games or collection of games. We have Nail Long Bouncy Run, which I'm not sure I'm saying that right, but that's a cool game. We've got Captain Ducky, which this game you're basically fishing, but you're also avoiding obstacles as you basically move a canoe or a boat, downstream, and you're, fishing. You're also avoiding sharks that are attacking you. You're also avoiding rocks that you encounter along the way. So it keeps you moving at all times. We also have Wizard Adventure, which is a really cool game. And we have Slice Hero. I think most of us remember, what was it called? Fruit Ninja. This is pretty much the same thing, but a little bit more interactive because the camera is picking up and putting you into the game. It's also showing you, every movement that you make. It's showing you high scores. You can go head to head with different people. There's just a lot to this game that really makes it, in my opinion, way better than Fruit Ninja ever was. We also have Feeding Fish over here, we have Greedy Snake, and we have Pinball Pro, which is a really cool game as well. And again, they're going to update you with more and more games over time. So we'll go back out to the home menu. Now we have Mystery Forest over here. These are cool games where you're basically navigating your character around. Yeti Roller is a really cool one where you're basically mimicking walking to make your character walking game. We've got Candy Buster over here, which is a really cool game. In fact, I don't even want to tell you guys how long I actually played Candy Buster for earlier today. It's an absolute blast. We have Super 4096, we have Tileverse here, we have Animal Smash. Animal Smash was another game that sucked me in today. So really fun games, and you don't have to play with another person. You certainly can for all these games. You'll notice they're all 1 to 2 player, but you can play on your own and it's just as fun. And we have Jump-A-Chick here, which is pretty cool. So these are very similar to some other games that have been released over the years, but these make them interactive. These track your movement. So you no longer are swiping on a phone or using a controller. You are the controller. You're moving around. It keeps you active, it keeps you in shape, but it also really makes the experience that much more fun. So we'll back out again. Now we have Dream Stage over here. Dream Stage is basically like, think of Dance Dance Revolution. I think we all remember that game. It's very similar to that. We've got Hot Step and we've got Dance Star. In fact, Hot Steps is not available yet. It's coming soon. So before a game is released, it'll give you a little preview of it right here. But there's also a whole section that will walk you through what is coming very soon. So we'll go ahead and go back to home. Now the next collection is going to be Party Castle, and there's some really cool multiplayer games inside here. So we'll let this load up. So right at the top, we have Fun Duel. This is exactly as it sounds. It's a way to play head-to-head with another player. Now, if we go down, we've got all these other options. We got Greedy Chicken, we got Whack-A-Mole, we've got Peach Trial here, we've got Icebreaker Warrior, we've got Speed Skiing, Window Wipe, just so many amazing games. Basket Master, Jelly Smash, Kill Bugs, Urban Hero, Mermaid Quest, Bear Fishing, Candy Grab, Claw Machine, Doodle Artist, Flash Follow, Food Frenzy, Brave Gunner, Fruit Maniac, and Super Archer, all available in this section right here. So lots of cool ways to play the games. Each game plays a little bit differently. We'll go back out to home. And now over here on the right-hand side, you'll notice there's a coming soon section. So this is what I was talking about before, where it gives you a heads up that there's some new titles being released. It even tells you about when to expect them. So we've got Crazy Swing coming, we've got Groove Melody coming, Tennis Duel coming. I love tennis games, so really excited about that one. And you can scroll down as well, and you can see exactly what has been released. So when I first got this, the first thing I did was update it, and I only toured through it very briefly, but there were a bunch of games that weren't available until I updated, and now there's even more games in those collections. So again, can't stress enough, you gotta keep updating this thing because it gets more and more valuable to you the more updates that you do, because more games become available, populating into these different collections. So let's dive into a few more games and check out what the experience is like. All right, guys, so man, I was, to be perfectly honest, not all that excited about this product. I thought, okay, I like retro gaming, I like modern day gaming, but I don't think I'm gonna enjoy these interactive movement sort of games that, you know, are kiddie games at the end of the day. Well, I was wrong, just point blank, totally wrong. This was an absolute blast, even for me at 35 years old. Obviously, my kids enjoyed every single game, had an absolute blast. But so did I. I enjoyed playing with them. I enjoyed playing without them. I played a little bit longer without them, to be perfectly honest. So this is definitely an amazing product. And I love the fact that as you connect over to Wi-Fi and you continue to update, you get more and more bang for your buck out of this because they're constantly adding new games. You don't have to pay for the new games. You already have the product. All you have to do is update it, gain more access to more things that get released over time. It's a no-brainer. This is a phenomenal product. I broke a sweat. I'm sweating right now. So this is a different take on gaming. I mean, you have to be interactive. You have to be moving around. Even when you're just playing, you know, the games that basically, there's the one I was just playing that is essentially Pong, but you have to move back and forth in order to move your, whatever you want to even call it, your paddle, if you will, back and forth. So it's a way to keep you active. It's a way to keep your kids active. You know, I think we're in a world where everybody wants to be on the couch, or they're more or less on the couch, whether they're watching TV, streaming, you know, on YouTube, they're gaming, whatever the case may be. They're, for the most part, stationary. This changes all that, and I love it. I love it for my kids. I even love it for myself. So guys, check it out. Click the link in the description of this video to learn a little bit more about this product, because I wasn't excited about it. I'm super excited about it now. My kids love it. I love it. Check it out, guys. Link in the description of this video. Thanks for watching.